Hi everyone, I am Ketra. Welcome to a collective reading. I've set the intention of this reading for those of you who might be dealing with things that cause you fear, anxiety, all of those things that we would love to not have in our lives, but sometimes we have to go through those to be able to get to the other side. So we are going to look at a little bit of tarot and some oracle just to get some guided messages today. And again, collective reading, so some of these messages may not resonate with you, and that's okay. Sometimes we're meant to hear some of the messages, sometimes we're meant to hear all of the messages, and sometimes we're here to hear these messages for somebody else. So if that is the case, feel free to share my videos. That's literally my purpose on YouTube, is to help as many souls out there as I possibly can. So just by liking my video, sharing my video, subscribing to my channel, that all helps me be able to continue my soul's path, my journey to help heal as many people as I possibly can. So with that said, I think I want to go ahead and start with what we should all start with, which is gratitude. So we're going to take a look at a card for gratitude. So I invite you now to just sit back, relax, take a nice deep breath, and ask yourself, do you have any fears? Is there something you're fearing right now? Is there something that feels larger than you that you can't handle? In moments like those, we do need to have gratitude for what we do have, the abilities that we do have, and the things that we can't control. Maybe it's better off when we can't control everything. I know I'm happier on my spiritual path because no longer do I feel like I have to control every single aspect of my life. I put it in the hands of God, our creator, my higher self. I lean into my higher self all the time and figure out, okay, what feels right. And when I say God and my higher self, we are all spirit, right? And that comes from God or a higher power, the divine, however you resonate with the higher source, right? And so for me, I'm just super grateful every single day that I don't have to drive the bus anymore by myself. So with that said, we have memories. So I think what we're going to also do, which I don't usually do, usually I say if you want the deeper meaning for this, you can message me and then I'll read it. But I want to read this one, memories, because that's making me think of so many things. Obviously, it's memories, right? Duh. Nope, that's number 2. So with these cards, I love these cards. I'm going to hold it up again because it's so beautiful. Just looking at the illustration. So let's talk about the illustration. It's a little girl has lit a match as she recalls a loving elderly woman, a table decorated for a celebration, and children gathered around a Christmas tree. For those who celebrate it, Christmas may symbolize light, family, and traditions. The woman may be reminiscent of someone who had a positive impression on your life. The table set for a meal is a reminder to call to mind your blessings and reflect on them with thankfulness. The affirmation is, I am grateful for the memories that have shaped my life and made me who I am today. It's a beautiful card. It says, when you think of individuals who have impacted your life positively or of special times from your past, memories may provide you with strength. On the other hand, they can also bring to mind tough challenges, loss, or hard-won lessons. As you experience life, you are continually creating memories. Your current view of your life is associated with how you recall past events. Some people can readily call up the good when others may only remember the negative. Memories offer an opportunity to learn, recreate, and grow. So with the intention that I said of fears for this reading, fears, and again, the goal is to help you overcome your fears or to help you what it looks like on the other side of fear, right? So now I'm going to ask my guides to help me just show you through tarot how we can work through those fears and what's around us to help us work through those fears. So we're just going to take a look at this card here. That's going to be our card number 1, 8. I think that literally said working through, right? So working through your fears. It takes a lot of work sometimes, but the work is worth it. So just one thing at a time right now when you're working on your fears, what is the one fear that is weighing you down the most? Navigate that. like figure out, okay, this is my fear, and where does it come from? So this card would be the where it came from, Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is, it's a seed, it's an idea, it's a spark, it's that ambition and drive. But for me, it's what is the one thing right now that you want to work on? What is the one thing that if you worked on that would change everything for you? Like it would alleviate so much for you. What is that? So our card number 3 is a card, it's the Empress, right? And the position that it's in is the past. And so I think if we're talking about our fears and the things that we want to overcome, in the past, it feels like you may have not had abundance. You may not have had that nurturing and that love and that kindness that we all need to be able to grow and thrive. So if this is in the past position in your past, that may be where you felt lack. And then as you've grown, you may have grown into fear because you don't have, right? So I think that's what our Empress means in that position. So future position, you have the King of Pentacles. And so just simply with the Empress here and a King here, that feminine and that masculine energy, I think it's definitely finding a balance in your life from the feminine and the masculine side of us all. Whether you're a male, you have a feminine and a masculine side. And if you're female, same thing. And if you're other, you still have that duality within yourself, right? And so our King of Pentacles, if he's in our future position, is remembering that we can find stability even when we're in that chaotic waters. If we're like the King of Cups, even in chaotic waters, you can find that balance. So even in chaotic thoughts, you can slow yourself down and you can find that balance. And that's the energy of the King of Pentacles. He knows what he wants and he knows how to get there. So I think once you gift yourself back the kindness and the loving that you may not have felt, whether it was in your past, probably because it's got memory. So as the gratitude card here, so maybe the memories of your past, you didn't have like the things on the card. You didn't have that family gathering or something like that. But moving forward, what the gratitude card is asking you to do is to think of the memories that do give you light and hope and love. And so that King of Pentacles energy for me is literally that. It's that knowing what you've got. So if we look at card number 6, we are card number 5, which is the Lover's card. And if the intention of the reading is to discuss fears, and this is the below, which is possibly like the root cause, I feel pretty strongly that it's just a lack of love. It's a lack of love for yourself or a lack of love in your life. And sometimes we don't even realize how much love we do have in our lives. And so what I think this is literally Spirit asking you to find the love that you have for yourself, find the love that you have in your life. And our above best course of action, we have the 9 of Swords. So your best course of action is to get up. You don't have to be this person in the card. You don't have to be the 9 of Swords energy. You don't have to continue living in fear and living in those nightmares. Because if you think about the Suit of Swords, the 8 of Swords is the card where she's blindfolded and she's standing in front of a bunch of swords. She could literally just take a couple of steps, move forward, take that blindfold off, and be done. But instead, she continues the fearful ways and the fearful thoughts, and now it's become a nightmare. And so next, in the Suit of Swords is the 10 of Swords, completion of the nightmare. It's completion of the situation. And so it feels like you will be moving yourself forward up and out of that fearful mindset, but you have to take action. You have to put the work in. You have to have 8 of Pentacles it. You have to put the work in. And just use that one thing that would change everything for you. What is that one thing, that one idea, that one spark that if my life looked like this, it would be X, Y, and Z, and run with it. Go with that idea. That's just literally like the advice I would give myself. If this was me, that is how I would look at it. I would realize, because I've had a situation recently where I was just putting too much thought into it. I was overthinking. And I sat down and did my own reading. And that's the card that they showed me, that I was overthinking. So do yourself a favor and don't overthink the situation. Don't overthink those fears. Acknowledge them. They have a place. They have a time. But now is the time to move forward. Now's the time to put the work in and move forward with that one way that you can go about changing your situation. And then we're just going to get a couple of cards for our future guidance. Again, this is like a Celtic spread, you know, just missing those 3 cards here, but it's funny because I usually do just pull those 3 cards out. So 6 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, and 7 of Cups. So let me just take a second here. You have 1 Wands, Swords, Pentacles, Cups. You only have the 1 wand here. So what I want to say to that is when wands are missing, it's kind of like a lack of motivation or inspiration, feeling stuck, kind of like a low energy. Raise up your vibration, raise up your energy. And you probably don't have a lot of wands, because if you're stuck in that fearful kind of like cycle, you're not going to have that kind of ambition and drive. But if you're watching this video right now, that's literally the reason, is Spirit wants you to know that that's what you're missing, that drive to get out of those thoughts, that drive to get out of bed. So 6 of Swords, moving on from this fearful situation, moving on from holding on to those fears. And again, 3 of Pentacles. This card can be looked at a couple of ways. It's either you putting in the work and others are seeing it, or you're getting help from others. And again, I'm also on my path to spiritual recovery. So if you need a little bit of help or just want to talk about your fears, I'll listen to your fears, and we will talk through it, and we can get to the next stage. We can move forward. We can help each other move forward on our journey. We can 6 of Swords it, I like to say. We can work together, 3 of Pentacles. So again, you can leave me a comment. You can send me an email if you want a one-on-one reading, so that we can get a deeper dive into your actual like fears. I would love to help you with that, because they're just an illusion. My husband says this wonderful saying that fear is a mile high and paper thin. And if you think about it, like our fears, they get so big, but literally, whoop, we just push forward. Those fears are an illusion. That's not reality. It may feel like reality, but you can change your perception of reality and handle it one fear at a time. So I think what I want to do is we're just going to grab a couple of these oracle cards to end our reading today. And if you've come this far in the reading, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so much. All right. The future. You have perfect clarity in a situation. Trust your inner knowingness. And scales of balance. Find balance within yourself, and things will balance out around you. Absolutely, 1,000%. They will 1,000% balance out once you find that balance. And again, if I can help you with that in any way, please let me know. And until the next video, thank you all so much for watching. Take care and have a great rest of your day.